This podcast may contain paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, your go-to resource for unraveling the intricacies of business and leadership, honing in on the essence of bootstrapping a business from scratch. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur, a dedicated bootstrapper, or a leader navigating life's various challenges, this podcast is crafted just for you. I'm Isaiah O'Connor, your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, and my mission is to guide you towards personal and professional growth. Let's embark on this journey together. Now, with new episodes dropping weekly, I want to welcome you to the Remastered series, your chance to catch up on the journey so far. Here's one from the archives I think you'll enjoy. Okay, we're going to be talking about bottlenecks. We'll start off. Well, have you ever been stuck in traffic? You know, one of those big traffic jams. Ever been stuck on a highway in a major city? Really good traffic jams where you find yourself completely parked and stopped on the highway right next to a speed limit that says 70 miles per hour or 80 miles per hour or even worse, 90 miles per hour, and you're stuck. You're not going anywhere. And if you do make any progress, you can measure it a few feet at a time. It's almost fast to get out and walk. I've run into that a few times. Then, after a little while, all of a sudden you get right past the worst part of it. Like, you're right at the major off-ramp and intersection where there was a toll road or something like that. And almost just like Moses parting the Red Sea, all of a sudden the traffic just opens up and you just go, whoosh, and you shoot out. You go really fast, and you're back up to the speed limit. Well, that's what you call a bottleneck. We've all experienced this, whether it's on the highway driving or in line at a store somewhere, or there's many different places where bottlenecks can happen. Now, what gets really interesting and really hard is when we really experience this in our life and in our businesses. Sometimes you don't realize it quite at first, but you start to notice everything's kind of slowing down. You're not making as much progress as you like. You're looking around, your sales are going down, your stress levels are going up. Things are it's like you're stuck in mud. When you just feel yourself like just stuck and stopped in a spot, you gotta stop and look and go, am I just really stuck here, or is this just a bottleneck? Is there one or two things I can do to get out of this so I can go ahead and get moving again? How do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to identify it. What's one of the major things that slowed me down? Then, once you identify it, then you need to have a way to deal with it, a plan. So, sometimes you won't be able to do anything about it. Like in a traffic jam. You're just kind of stuck there, and you have to just keep pushing through. Don't stop. Don't abandon your car. But you have to push through until you get past it, and once you get past that narrow section, you just, poof, and you're gone. Other times, you can do something. You can deal with it, such as, say you need to buy new equipment to make your job go faster. Or look around and see if there's something you can change in your pattern, in your daily routine. For example, if you need to start writing more on your blog or podcast or whatever, try to start getting the kids down to bed earlier. Get up early in the morning. You can do different things to try to break through it. But first, again, back to identifying. And here's a little story about something that happened with me not too terribly long ago. Now, I've been living in Norway now for about 8 years. And for the first 7.5 years or so, I did not have a Norwegian license. Yeah, long story short, we got really confused about the rules about me getting my Norwegian license. And apparently I had 3 months to drive on my U.S. license, and then 2 years to study, and then just take the test and just switch my U.S. license for a Norwegian license. But we got that confused, and we thought I only had 3 months to drive on it and take the test. And so that wasn't enough time, so we didn't do it. So I had to go ahead and take a full driver's training course and pass the test, the full test and full training, just as if I was a high school driver. Matter of fact, when I was taking the courses, I found myself with kids that were born when we were married. So, yeah, I was feeling kind of old. Anyway, yeah, and by the way, a driver's license in Norway costs about $2,000-ish US dollars. So we had to wait for quite a long time. Now, this became a huge, huge bottleneck in my life and in my business. I'm a balloon artist in my day job, and I have to drive around and build balloon columns and arches. I can't just toss a balloon arch that's 35 feet long into the back of a car. I have to go to the site and build it on site. I have to often arrive at the crack of dawn, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And this is not easy to do when your wife works full time. You're not allowed to drive. You've got 2 kids, and you have to take the bus everywhere. More than one occasion, I took a whole bunch of balloons on the bus and took the bus into town to deliver my balloons, much to the amusement of the other passengers. Of course, I took advantage of the situation, and I had business cards ready to hand out. Always be marketing. So, but this whole thing added a lot of stress. Made it harder for me to get the kids to school on time, cut down my work hours in my office by 1 to 2 hours every single day less to get to the office because it took a long time to get the bus, wait for the bus is late, hike up the hill to the office, etc. So just really made doing my business and taking care of everything else a lot more difficult. And I looked at it and realized this is a bottleneck. And we've got to kill this thing off. And there's a story that Dave Ramsey, again, you'll probably hear me talking about him quite a bit. He talks about where loggers would have a similar situation. And in this story, he relates it to debt. I'm just going to relate it to life, where when they were floating the logs down the river to get to the sawmill, they would hit a bottleneck, and something would go wrong, and it would wedge, and it would make a log jam. Basically, a dam of logs holding back all the logs to go forward. At first, they would get out there and poke it with some sharp poles and walk around on it and try to loosen it up and get it out. But sometimes these log jams were just so incredibly bad that they weren't getting any wood to market and losing money by the minute. So what they would have to do is get out some dynamite and blow the sucker up. They would, of course, lose a few logs in the process, but the few logs they lost opened up the flow of the river, and they were able to get the logs to market, and it was worth the cost. So when you're facing a log jam in your life, and you're just struggling quite a bit, look around, see if there's something you can do to just bust through. Be it having to get up early, like playing video games, or, I don't know, you pick whatever you need to do to throw whatever it takes to get the logs moving, to get your life moving again, because once you get through that log jam, things get better. Now, in my life, things have gotten a lot less stressful on that end. Now, there's still some other stuff going on that we need to get going, but it is so much easier for me to go take care of business, go get the kids from school, drop the kids off at school, etc., etc., etc. Now I have a license. I can just jump in the car and drive and go. So much stress off of me. So, with that in mind, to sum up, sometimes we do log jams to bottlenecks in our life. Sometimes we have to just keep pushing through and not stop. Like a preacher I heard say one time, if you're going through hell, don't stop. So you push through those bottlenecks, see if there's something that's making things tighter. Don't give up. Push through. Get through to the other side. Do whatever it takes to get things moving again. And then once you're through, you can relax a little bit. But just remember, most of the time when you hit a tight spot in your life, it's just a temporary little bottleneck and you can just push through and keep going. So, in a future soon-to-come podcast, I'll be talking about never giving up and pushing through. Until next time, I've been your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor. If today's episode added value to your day, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment and consider giving us a stellar 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. Whether it's Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, or more. And remember, if you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, I will personally read it out in the next episode. To support the show, you can make a one-time gift by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/bootstrap, donate through PayPal at paypal.me/IOCPOD, or make a contribution on our Patreon page at patreon.com/IOCPOD. Your support keeps the episodes coming. For even more content and exclusive perks, join our Patreon community at patreon.com/IOCPod. Patrons enjoy ad-free episodes, access to our private Discord server, early content previews, and a lot more. And here's an exciting offer. Get your free trial of our $5 a month Bootstrapper Community Explorer tier. This exclusive tier grants you ad-free content, Discord server access, and early content previews. Join us and be part of the inner circle. If you're feeling more generous, those who join tiers $25 a month and up will have a chance to be a featured guest on this podcast. A massive thank you to Wintergotten for generously providing the incredible intro and outro music at no cost. We appreciate their support. Be sure to check out Wintergotten's amazing work on YouTube at youtube.com/@Wintergotten. Until next time, I'm your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor, signing off. This is the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, brought to you by Athos Business Solutions. For our companion podcast, the Athos Business Podcast, hosted by Jason St. Clair, along with past episodes and related blogs, visit our website at athos.com. That's ATHEOZ.com or theoz.com. Goodbye for now.